What's up Raiders, Bionic here, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're talking about champion AI fixes. We've had an announcement, we're going to cover those champions. More importantly, I am going to also caution you guys to not necessarily work on these champions right away, because they might still not be an upgrade for you, especially like let's say in the clan boss. Alright, so let's jump right in. Alright, so here we go with the update 3.1 highlight champion AI fixes. We have Zavia number 1 will no longer use her deadly catalyst against the clan boss in auto battle. This is pretty huge. For that reason alone, she could definitely be now a good option for your clan boss poisoner. However, because of the chance at applying the poison debuffs on the A1 and then the chance on the A2 as well, it's 2 of them at a 75% chance. The A1 is a triple hit. Each hit has a 40% chance. You can't upgrade this. You might get a lot of poisons right off the bat. If you have a poison or debuff extender like a Vizier, then this might be great. But I will also say that I think Frozen Banshee is almost just as good, especially in a counter-attack sort of setup, right? But what she might do for you now is that she has much better offensive stats, right? Legendary versus a rare like Frozen Banshee. So you might be able to out DPS other champions on that alone. So if you can build her to have enough accuracy and then enough damage potential with crit rate, crit damage, this might be a good option for you. I know I have one. I'm definitely going to test her out. Then we have Karam, kind of the same thing here. We never really used Karam in the clan boss. I think he has the potential to deal some damage, poison damage. He is also an attack-based champion, but unfortunately this is a little bit too low. It's a chance of placing 5% poison debuff compared to Frozen Banshee. I just don't think it is going to compare. Fit of Rage might do a little bit of extra damage for you, certainly not going to out DPS, I believe, even the rare, which is Frozen Banshee, and then he's not going to do this Rot Away skill, so I would say probably still don't work with the guy. Eleanor is next. I think she might be a good option as well, but here again, I believe that Frozen Banshee will be a little bit better if you're only looking for the poison debuffs, right? Because this is HP burn on the A1, which is great, but you only have on a 3-turn cooldown once fully booked to place 2 5% poisons. Again, if you have a debuff extender like a Vizier, then maybe you can load it up after a couple turns, and then she's going to be a little bit better because she's going to deal more damage, again with her raw stats being a legendary versus the rare Frozen Banshee. Okay, so still I don't think it's going to be Eleanor's moment to shine, simply because she doesn't quite have enough. Then we have Venus here, which is a little bit more interesting. She wasn't using her HP burn skill on the boss, so now she will be using it, which is great. Venus brings a lot of great things to your clan boss team combined into one, so that might make her a little bit more useful in that sense. So each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on the A1. You cannot increase this like Zavia, but on a counterattack setup, this is fantastic. On top of that, she brings the decreased defense and the weaken at a 100% chance on a 3-turn cooldown. Fantastic. Then you add to that now the extra HP burn on a 75% chance of being applied on a 4-turn cooldown. And next thing you know, you have a very complete champion for the clan boss. So I'm eager to see if more players are going to use Venus, especially for that. Next one is Rosin Scarhide. So this guy will no longer use Bog Down against the clan boss in auto battle. There was a workaround for this, in case you guys did not know, which is what I've been using for a while now. It does increase your damage, alright, because Bog Down is simply going to create sort of like the situation where you're not going to be perfectly in tune with the clan boss. If you instead control him to only do his A1 and the A2 on a 3-turn cooldown, you effectively always have your decreased defense and your weaken up for your counter attacks, which is great. That is why we all use him. So the workaround for this was to make him faster than your fastest champion on the team, basically him being the fastest, but also give him a good enough speed lead so that when the boss takes a turn, he's under 20% turn meter. I think it's 20%, don't quote me on that, but then he would always go for his sheer ability or his bone sword. So currently mine is at like 181 speed, and then my battle Khazar, which is my cleanser, is at like 176. So that 5 speed difference was perfect for this. So now he's always not going to do this. Fantastic. It's definitely going to help out for your damage output. All right, let's keep going here. We have now Netheril, kind of the same thing as Zavia here. He was not exactly always using the right skills. So Netheril is now going to be a very worthy poisoner. We have a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on the A1 here as well. And now he's not going to use this because it's basically all useless against the clan boss. And I believe he is going to use still Bat Swarm. I don't recall if he was using this, but A1 poisoner on a counterattack setup, attack champion with very high offensive stats means this is going to be a good poisoner for the clan boss as well. Again, the question here is he actually going to be better than, let's say, a Frozen Banshee for the poisons alone? We know he's going to deal more damage than her, but Frozen Banshee came after all these champions and might still be sort of like almost best in slot. Then we have Foley. Will no longer use Seal Fate against the clan boss in auto battle. Okay, but I still don't think that Foley is dedicated for a clan boss. I think he is much better as a nuker for, let's say, the arena, or even in my case, how I use him against it's sort of like the campaign as my farmer, right? So he has 2 AoEs. He's able to one-shot all 3 waves almost on most cases. Therefore, I would say that don't commit your Foley to, let's say, not using this. On top of it, it has a block revive, which is fantastic for the arena. To simply use this with a quadruple hit A1 with decreased defense. We have Rosin, which can do this, and then we have a leech. You have Grush the Mangler, which can also do your leech if you really need to bring the leech to the table. It is pretty interesting though, and it's 2 quadruple hits. So with Giant Slayer, this is really good. And you also have an interesting passive, which you make him the stun target for him to take more turns. So he might actually be better in a sort of like speed team than being in a counter attack team. But again, I wouldn't exactly commit my Foley to being against the clan boss. Then we have Aethar, which I think is going to be amazing here as well. We do have the ability of stealing 1 random buff from the target on the A1, which is good against the affinity bosses. In case you guys did not know that, he does buff up with an increased attack, so it's always nice to be able to remove that. But we also have Rosin that can do that on the A1. But then he's apparently not going to do this here. Brand attacks one enemy, place a block cooldown skills for 2 turns because it is pointless on the clan boss. So he's basically going to always do rage and then this right here when it is up. Therefore, going to hopefully add a little bit more damage. Don't forget, this is a 4-time hit. Each hit places a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns, which means on a 3-turn cooldown, you're effectively adding 4 poisons. Really, really good. I really think that Aethar is going to shine even more now because of this. All right, moving on, we've got Dragstar Blood Twin. I'm not going to spend too much time on him. I still don't think he's going to be sort of like a really good champion for the clan boss. I mean, the HP burn is good. You got to get either hit for this to work. You're not going to do this right here, which is basically useless because we can't provoke the clan boss. And then you have the ability of placing an HP burn on the A1. So he's basically always going to just do the HP burn A1, but that's kind of the only thing he would do here. So again, I'm not too excited about the changes on Dragstar Blood Twin. Then we have Elder Scarg, which also I don't believe is exactly a clan boss champion, but maybe for some of you guys who are just starting out, it might be useful. But let's check the kit here real quick. We have increased speed buff on this champion and increased crit rate, so that's a little bit dangerous if you're doing a counter attack. Might fall out of tune, so might be best with a speed team. Then we have Hunt the Marked. It says HP burn, which is good, and a True Fear, and then Elder Clarion here. So we're all buffing up. So I think what they're saying is that he's going to start with Hunt the Marked first, which will give us the HP burn. The True Fear is unfortunately not going to apply. So again, here maybe with his raw stats, he can deal a lot of damage, but I wouldn't exactly be, again, working with that champion. We have Feign next. So Feign apparently was now not working correctly. I think that this is going to be a very nice fix of the AI. She should be able to use everything now, including Flowing Style for decreased defense and weaken. And then we have the poisons, decrease attack. I mean, what else can you want? This champion brings it all to the table. This will be really, really good. All right, in the next couple of champions here, we've got Robar, which he is apparently going to use Merciless Assault skill in auto battle. I didn't even know he was not actually using that, so let's check the skill here real quick. Merciless Assault attacks all enemies, damage increases if the target is under sleep. Great. I mean, if he wasn't using all of his skills, that was a major problem. Hopefully, we're going to see more of Robar everywhere, most likely the arena. Crypt King Grail. In auto battle, Crypt King Grail will no longer use his elemental unity skills on targets that are not under HP burn debuffs. So this is good. They're basically fixing his AI to use the skill at the right time. We have another one like that coming up, which I'm really excited to show you guys or to talk about. So this is Suzerain Catone. Here's our Crypt King Grail. So he's only going to use this once they are under HP burns. Pretty good. Maybe combine this guy with our newest Achak the Windarin. Maybe that could be pretty interesting. Royal Huntsman will start using his dead aim skill on auto battle correctly. I just pulled this guy for my secondary account, so whoever's getting that account, well, we picked a winner already, you're going to have a working as intended Royal Huntsman. He can hit really, really, really hard. Apparently, he wasn't, I guess, using that on auto. Interesting. Okay, so we have AoE decreased defense at 100% chance of being applied, plus it hits really hard, and then this is basically a one-shot kill on almost any champion in the game, so as long as they don't have something like unkillable. Trundagilt Mallet will start using her Cloak of Ages skill in auto battle. Interesting. Also, wasn't exactly aware that she was not doing this correctly, so this is Cloak of Ages. Attacks one enemy, then attacks all other enemies with a second hit, dealing 60% of the damage inflicted from the first hit. Pretty good. Yeah, 2 AoEs. This is really, really solid. Now, I wonder if she is going to make a good campaign farmer. Let me know. Do you guys have her? Are you going to use her in there? Then we have Spider, which is more likely to use his Glowing Mark skill in auto battle whenever it's not on cooldown. Okay, so this guy is in the Dark Elves. We have this right here. So Glowing Mark is this right here. Places a 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies 2 turns and 15% chance, 30% chance, but once fully booked, it's 70% chance of placing the weaken, which is pretty good. It's on a 5-turn cooldown, but if you're only looking to debuff once, let's say against the Spider dungeon, and for him or for you to nuke the boss, this is great. But apparently he wasn't always using it when it was on cooldown, so for extended battles this might come in handy. I still don't think it's going to be a major change for this champion. Then we have 3 more to do. Madame Ceres will be more likely to use her Midnight Ritual, so we all know Madame Ceres, how amazing she is, and now she's going to be even more amazing. She's going to go for remove all buffs, place a 50% decreased attack debuff, and 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 2 turns, and hopefully she's always going to start with this on auto in the arena. It will make her even more dangerous. Like I said, I mean, this is fantastic. Good change, I guess. Current Smash Lord here will use his Blood Offering skill on auto battle correctly. I didn't exactly notice him not using it all the time. I do face him quite a bit in Tag Arena, and most of the time he was doing this without any issues. So we have Hawkhorn Smash Lord, Blood Offering, where he sacrifices HP and then deals a lot of damage. So I guess he would sometimes skip this. This is good to know. And let's finish with our one and only Cold Heart. Unfortunately, I don't think this is a complete fix. I would have loved for her to prioritize Heartseeker against the Spider dungeon, but what they are saying about our Cold Heart here is that she's going to prioritize her Flurry of Arrows against the Fire Knight first for a quadruple hit, so that she doesn't use her A3 against the shield. This is actually going to speed up my Fire Knight runs because I have 2 Cold Hearts in there, and I think this will be absolutely amazing. I would love for her to prioritize Heartseeker against the Spider dungeon on top of that, and it would make her literally the best champion in the game, right? So guys, that is going to be it. A quick update of all these champion AI fixes. Hopefully you guys have learned something here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.